I think this may be my favorite full face of drugstore makeup I've ever done, ever. Hi everyone, today we are going to do a full face of drugstore makeup. I haven't done this in a little while and I know a lot of you love when I use drugstore makeup, so we're going to do that today. I have a few new things, a few things I've already had, and we're just going to kind of play around and do our makeup together. So let's get into it. The first thing I did want to share is I'm going to do this on camera so you can see. This is the Fanny Cream Facial Moisturizer. This is the one I showed in my haul video, my Old Navy Target haul. And I've been using this and I really like it, but I wanted to show you on camera because it's definitely very scary looking in terms of the white color. But once you blend it in, the white cast goes away. And so far, I've had no issue with it under makeup, which is always good because I'm always paranoid when I try new things like this because you never know how they're gonna work under makeup. All right, so I let that sit for probably like 5 minutes and we are gonna use a primer today. It's new to me, it's not new. This primer has been all over the place and I do not know what has happened, but in the last few weeks, I have suddenly become very interested in primer. I don't know why. I've never been a primer person before, but I've been experimenting with new ones and I don't know. I'm kind of into it right now. So I got this one, the e.l.f. Power Grip, because everybody literally, I feel like, is using this and talking about how great it is and how it's similar to Milk Hydro Grip, which I have tried a long time ago and I did like it. I had a little baby mini size, but I'm just very curious about this now. Okay, it's much more liquidy than I was thinking. For some reason, I thought it was going to be kind of thick. Has a little bit of a smell to it, but not like super strong. If you've tried this, let me know because I feel like I just keep seeing it everywhere. It feels really good, really smoothing on the skin. I'm gonna rub this in and again let it sit. That's kind of what I've learned with primers is you have to allow them time to kind of set down before you just move on with your next step. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute or two. Okay, it's been like 2 or 3 minutes and I think it's set down. I feel like it doesn't feel as tacky feeling as the Hydro Grip. It definitely has a little bit of tackiness to it, but not a ton. But I'm really excited to try this over makeup today. We're gonna do brows. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Brow Lift since we're doing drugstore today. I feel like, let's just talk about e.l.f. for a second. e.l.f. just kills it. Whoever is in charge of their like product development, they do a really great job. I mean, not only are they more affordable, but they come out with really great products. I feel like they're just really awesome. Let me know who you think the best drugstore makeup brand is. I think I have to go with e.l.f. because I just feel like they just come out with great products. I mean, they do really well trying to come out with affordable versions of other products like the Halo Glow. And I don't know, I just feel like their stuff is good. Let me know what you guys think, but I feel like overall, I think I gotta go with e.l.f. being my favorite drugstore brand, but let me know what you guys think. Okay, I think I'm gonna use just a little bit of the Halo Glow from e.l.f. I wasn't going to since we used that Power Grip, but I don't know. I feel like I just can't do my makeup without using either this or the Flawless filter. And I'm gonna blend this in with actually a contour brush. This is the Real Techniques contour brush. I think they still make this one. It's a good shape for contour, but I never use it for that. I always use it for either concealer or blending in the Flawless filter or the Halo Glow. It's a really good size. All right, we have a new corrector to use. This is not new to the market, but it is new to me, and you may be excited about this one because a lot of you asked me about this corrector and I've never tried it, so we're gonna try it today, and it's LA Girl the Pro Conceal. This is probably the one I get asked the most about, and this one is the shade Peach. So my hesitation with this one has always been, there's no tester or anything where you buy these typically, so it's kind of hard for me to tell on the color if it's going to be too orangey. If you are new to my channel, I test a lot of color correctors for the under eyes because I always have blue and purple darkness under my eyes. I like something with a peach undertone to it, which is what this says, but sometimes peach can be a little too orangey. It needs to be just peachy enough, but not too orangey, if that makes sense, to work for me. So I wasn't sure about this one, but I figured we will go ahead and try it. So this one is in like a little squeezy tube, which honestly really isn't my favorite because I feel like it's kind of hard to control, but I'll just start with a little bit right here. And maybe just a little bit out here. A lot of people have told me that they love this one. This is like their holy grail. And it's really affordable. I think it's like $5. All right, I'm gonna use this little AOA Studio brush that I typically use under my eyes. It's their E104. And just tap this out. That actually worked way better than I was thinking it was going to. So the trick for me with correctors is some of my correctors are such a good tone for me that technically I could wear them on their own and not put concealer on top. But it's when you have a corrector, or on me, that's a little too dark or a little too orangey, I can get away with it, but I definitely have to put something over the top. This one looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit orangey, I feel like, but not bad at all. And definitely with concealer over the top, I bet it'll be really good. So let's go ahead and do the other eye. It's very pigmented, which is good because you don't need, well, you don't need a lot of corrector ever. But this one spreads really easily. A little bit definitely goes a long way. Let me zoom you in a little bit more so hopefully you can see. So I think I could probably get away with wearing this one on its own. I don't do that often, but sometimes I do like to have that option. It'll be a little easier to tell once I put foundation on, but that looks pretty good, you guys. It's very smooth under my eyes. It's not creasing or settling weird anywhere. As of right now, I would say it's more of like a natural finish, which is typically what I like. So it looks pretty good. For foundation, I pulled out two different things. I can't decide what I want to use. I think I might use this one. So this is, again, from e.l.f. We're just going really hard on the e.l.f. stuff today. This is the Flawless Satin Foundation. Okay, I have tried this in the past and I loved it. I tried it a few years ago, like right when I first started YouTube, and I really liked it. The only thing I remember distinctly about this is the smell. The smell smells like an old lady. It smells like old lady perfume. I wish so badly that they would take the fragrance out, because I remember really liking this. So this is a, I think, medium coverage foundation. I have the shade Vanilla. This might be a little bit dark for me right now, but that's okay. We'll make it work with concealer. Okay, so this is one pump. Yeah, it still has the same smell. Smells kind of like baby powder, but old lady perfume at the same time. I don't know. I wish that they would take the fragrance out. But. And I'm going to use this brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH03. I found this recently at TJ Maxx and I really, really like it. It reminds me of the Morphe, what is it, the M439. It's a very similar shape to that. I feel like this one's not quite as dense as that one, but it's very, very similar. Actually, the color's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more. This definitely has more coverage than I remember. I definitely could do like half a pump of this because this is a full pump. I haven't used it, but I pumped out a full pump. Okay, I still have a ton left on the back of my hand, so yeah, I definitely could do half a pump, but yeah, I remember, like I said, really liking this foundation, and I remember why now. It's a very pretty, kind of a satiny finish foundation. It's not super matte, but I definitely wouldn't call it dewy. It's just really, really pretty, and so far it is laying really, really nicely on top of that primer. And I don't know, the corrector, you guys tell me what you think. I feel like I could probably get away with just wearing a little bit of this, but I do think it's not like the perfect tone to wear on its own, but it's doing a good job of correcting for sure. For concealer, I got a different shade in this e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. I showed another shade, I think it was 28W, in another video that I filmed, but I don't know that that one will be up yet when this one goes up. But I thought that that was just a little too yellow, the color. So I did get 26 Neutral instead to try. So this little clicky pen. So we'll try 26 in on this eye, and I got another color too because I kind of wanted to test the two of them out, although it's gonna look weird if I put two different colors under my eyes. Maybe we'll just do one eye at a time and see what we think. I'm gonna blend this in with my Sigma brush. When I used the other shade, the 28W shade, I was saying that I forgot how pretty this concealer was. I didn't love my color, but this concealer is very thin and just really flattering under the eyes, and I kind of forgot about that. Okay, so there it is. Yeah, I definitely like that corrector with a little bit of concealer over the top, and that color is definitely better. Definitely better. Even the neutral shade I feel like is a little bit yellow. I don't mind a little bit of a yellow undertone, but I don't love super yellow. I have another color, but I kind of like this one, so let's just stick with this. I would love to have another drugstore concealer that I really love besides the NYX Bear With Me. That one I've been saying for a long time is like my holy grail drugstore concealer. It's just the best I've tried. I think it's amazing. But I would love to have another one that I really like. Ooh, okay. Wow, that color is actually really good for me. Again, this is 26 neutral. Yeah, okay, that's very, very good color. I'm glad I tried that. Color is everything with concealer. I've said that before, it really is true. Color can make or break a concealer 100%. All right, you guys, I also got this brush. This is new from Real Techniques. It's called the Tapered Cheek Brush. I saw this at Target, but I felt like this size would be like the perfect either cream bronzer or cream blush brush. So I'm really excited to use this. I have a powder bronzer to use, but I have a cream blush, so I'm going to do the blush first, and I'm going to use this. And this, well, I guess I could tell you what it is I'm using. Again, from e.l.f. This is like an e.l.f. video, I guess. This is the Luminous Putty Blush in the shade Bermuda, which is very, very pretty. I'll swatch it for you. Kind of a rosy pink. And just kind of tap it on. Oh yeah, this is like the perfect size brush for this step. Ooh, yes. Perfect consistency, perfect size. Ooh, this is good. This is a really good addition to the Real Techniques brushes. I think they came out with a few new ones, actually. One of my favorites from a while ago was the Multitasker brush. And it used to be that you could only get that brush in a kit of theirs. And then I think they discontinued the kit, but now you can buy that brush individually. I don't think I have it in here, but it's a really good brush as well. You could use it for cream bronzer, or I mean powder bronzer, or just powder in general. You can use it for blush too. Oh yeah, okay, I love this. If you're looking for a new blush, cream bronzer brush, this is very good. It's the Tapered Cheek Brush. For bronzer, I'm gonna use the Lumi, the L'Oreal Lumi bronzer. I showed this in my haul video, the Target Old Navy haul, because Jessica Braun is always raving about this, says that it's amazing, and she's not the only one. I've heard other people say how good this is, so I'm very, very curious to try it. This is shade number 1 Light. Looks like it might be a little more like a neutral to cool toned bronzer. And okay, this is not Drugstore, but I got this brush recently and I'm just testing it out with all my bronzers. But this is the Refer 05. So I'm sorry, this brush is not Drugstore, but I'm trying to try it out with everything, figure out what I think about it. Ooh, yeah, this bronzer is very pretty. Wow, that is way more pigmented than I was thinking it was going to be. I got this brush because I was drawn to this size. I've never had like an absolute favorite powder bronzer brush. I've had plenty of good cream bronzer brushes, but not really like a holy grail powder one. So got this just to try it, because I always hear amazing things about Refer brushes. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see why people like this a lot. It's definitely pretty glowy. Obviously, it's called the Lumi, or anything in the Lumi line is very glowy, but it's very pretty, very natural. I feel like this would be really pretty as eyeshadow. Maybe we'll do that later, I don't know. But yeah, very good. Much more pigmented though than I was thinking. I was thinking it was gonna be really sheer. So I really like loaded my brush up with it. But anyway, I do like that. The color is really pretty if you're around my skin tone. Now, you guys, we are gonna try something else. I've tried this before, but I haven't tried this like method before. We're gonna set the face with some powder, and this is not new, but we're gonna use Maybelline Fit Me. This is the translucent shade. I really like this, okay? But we are gonna use it with the little e.l.f. Halo powder puff. These things are hard to get your hands on. I had to go to multiple Targets to get mine, and I bought 3 of them because I knew I was gonna wanna use them. And I think they only had 3 or 4, I can't remember. But I have not tried this with a pressed powder. And I don't know, I assume these little puffs work with pressed powders. I always think of them as more with a loose powder, but let's try this out. And actually, before we do that, I'm gonna look in my mirror and make sure there's no like weird creasing. Honestly, under the eyes, there's barely any creasing at all, which is very good. Let's go, I'm gonna set like the center of the face. So I'm just gonna try to get some on the puff. I have no idea how much to use, but I'm gonna kind of tap it off on the back of my hand. I hope you can see this. It's kind of hard to show this kind of stuff in videos sometimes, but let's just try it. So I'm gonna do right here where I typically have pores, and I typically don't set all the way underneath my eye. I mainly kind of focus it right in this inner corner. Okay, do you see what that just did? I hope this picks up on camera. Do you see how smooth this side looks? And this side looks fine, but you can definitely see my pores much more on this side than you can over here. That's amazing. Let's do the other side. I will try to link this puff. I know they have it online at Target, but it's usually out of stock, so that's why I had to go track it down in person. But they're so, again, from e.l.f., like just killing it with the launches. $4 for this cute little pink puff. I love it. Okay. Okay, did you see that? You guys, did you see that just like mattify that area? Holy moly. I mean, I've used this powder before, but it must be from this puff because I don't remember it being that blurring when I've used it in the past. I'm gonna get just a little bit more, and I'm gonna put just a little bit like right in the center of my brows. I know a lot of people do this also. They go like right under their blush and bronzer. I can't get over this area though. Let me know if you could see that on the camera, but wow. Okay, if you can find one of these little puffs, obviously you don't have to have the e.l.f. one, just a puff in general. Highly recommend. Okay, something else I've been doing is when I get to this step of my makeup, I've been using a setting spray, and then I use it again at the end. I used to only use setting spray at the very end, but I don't know, for some reason lately I've really liked spraying it when I'm like halfway done with my face. So I'm gonna use Milani today and just give a little spritz. Honestly, this one is not my favorite. I know a lot of people really like this one. It's okay. It's not terrible. I mainly don't like the smell, and I don't like the mister. The mister is very like sporadic. It doesn't give you like an even mist, which I don't love, and I don't love the smell, but it's not bad. So I usually just kind of let it sit and then just lightly take my sponge and kind of make sure it's all tapped in. No surprise here, we're gonna use NYX Micro Brow in Ash Brown. Another really amazing drugstore product. I want a really fluffy eyebrow, so I'm just doing tiny little hair strokes. So I finished my brows, and I did put on a little bit of MAC Painterly on my eyelids because I do not have any type of priming product for your eyes from the drugstore. I don't know how. I keep meaning to buy the Milani eye primer, and I just haven't done it. So I just use Painterly. But okay, we're gonna do classic Blair easy neutral bronzy eye look. I'm gonna use this Lumi bronzer. I really want to see what this looks like on the eyes because I have a feeling I'm gonna like it as eyeshadow, and yeah, I can already tell. Super, super pretty. I like this because it has a little bit of that sheen to it, a little bit of radiance, but it's not glittery. You know, it kind of reminds me of like the Hourglass powders, like their bronzers, blushes, and ambient powders, because that's how they are. They look very sheeny, but they don't have like straight up glitter in them. Also, I've just been really into minimal eyeshadow lately. I don't know why. That's just kind of been my thing. I did pull out this Going Coconuts palette from Colourpop. Honestly, don't have many drugstore eyeshadow palettes, but honestly don't even know if I want to use any of this because I really like how my eyes look just like this. I'm going to take a little bit of this shredded color, which is really just like a cream, but I'm going to put that on my lid and kind of focusing it on the center and just kind of bringing it up because I don't know, even lately I haven't been loving, just on an everyday basis, like putting a lot in my outer corner other than the little bit of eyeliner. I just feel like for every day it just kind of opens my eyes up and makes them look, I don't know, more youthful, more wide awake. My favorite shade in this palette is Cocoa Crush. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. I just don't know if I want shimmer today. Ooh, or you know what we could do? Maybe we should use like a little bit of a Super Shock on top. I was thinking Ritz, but Ritz is a little more cool toned. I have these other two. I don't know if I've ever even used these in videos, to be honest. This one is called 2014, but it's a little more warm, more of a true like yellowy gold. And then this one is Amaze. This one is a little more like a taupey brown. Maybe I'll do that one. Yeah, look how pretty that is. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to take on my finger and just tap kind of right over where we put that cream shadow shade, just to add, yes, just like a little bit of sparkle. I love that. Oh yeah, I love that. It just gives like a little bit of that wet look without being a ton. I really like the Super Shocks from Colourpop. I kind of forget about them, but I do like them. Now we're gonna do what I did in my Project Pan video. I'm gonna use my brow pencil as eyeliner. So I'm gonna use the NYX Micro Brow in Ash Brown and do a little bit of a baby wing. Because now I can't stop doing this. Ever since I tried it that day in that video. Moving on to mascara. The first thing I wanted to, well, actually, we're going to use two different products. So I've used this before and I want to use it again. The Lash Booster or the Volume Booster Primer from Essence. And we're going to use it with this Lottie London Super Effect or Super Fake mascara. So this is the one I showed in that Old Navy Target haul. And I got it because Kelly Gooch was talking about how great it is. So I wanted to try it in a YouTube video. I've already tried it once on Instagram, but I did not use that lash primer with it, so I'm kind of curious to see what it does with that. So we'll do just one eye at a time. So I'm going to go in with the Essence primer first. And now we'll go in with the mascara. This mascara did a lot the first time I used it with no primer, so I'm very curious how this will be with primer. Definitely adds more volume for sure. If you want to see the Instagram video I did, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Shameless plug. It's at simply.blair. But I feel like there's definitely a volume difference, yeah, for sure, with the primer than there was with no primer. This mascara is very impressive. I am really enjoying it so far. Definitely looks really, really good with that primer. It looked good with no primer when I used it the other day, but wow, looks very, very good with the primer. Definitely recommend this mascara so far. When I wore it yesterday, I didn't have any flaking or transfer or anything. Very impressed, very impressed. Okay, for the lips, all right, you guys, I had to track down this lip liner from CVS. It's Wet n Wild, and it's this really long lip liner. And the color is 666 Brandy Wine. And this is just their Color Icon lip liner. It's just like a traditional wooden pencil. The reason I wanted this was, if you watch The Bachelor, this past Monday, they did part 1 of the finale, and Rachel, who's one of the bachelorettes this season, her lip combo, the whole time I was watching it, I couldn't even really pay attention because I was just looking at how pretty and juicy and plump her lips looked. And I follow the Bachelorette makeup artist on Instagram and TikTok. I'll put her username up on the screen. Her name is Gina somebody, I can't remember. I'll put it up though. And she usually posts the products that she used on them for each episode. And this was the lip liner that she said that she used on Rachel. So I'm going to use it today. The other lip product was unfortunately not Drugstore. It was the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. But I figured we'll use the lip liner since it is Drugstore. And this lip liner was like $1.29. It was that cheap. It's a really pretty color though. I was thinking it might be darker than it actually is, but it's very wearable. Yeah, very, very pretty color. So I wanted to use that, and it was pretty creamy and easy to apply too. $1.29. All right, then I'm kind of debating if I want to do a lipstick or if I just want to go in with a gloss and see if I can find something that I have that's maybe similar to Fussy. I don't know if I have a drugstore gloss that's similar to that though. I pulled out this lipstick from Milani because I just thought this color would be pretty. It's the shade Secret. I feel like that might go with that lip liner. Actually, these are the, what are they? The Fetish matte lipsticks or something. I'll list it below, but oh yeah, that like matches perfectly with that lip liner. This is a really good lipstick formula from Milani. These Fetish lipsticks, they're matte, but they're very comfortable. They're kind of velvety feeling. That color is really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of the lifter gloss in the shade Silk. This is kind of this similar color, yeah. And it has, this color has a little bit of shimmer in it. Oh yeah, that's a really pretty combo. All right, you guys, that is it for this full face of drugstore makeup. I hope you enjoyed this. You guys, I have to say, this may be the best ever my face has looked from a full face of drugstore makeup. Like, I'm not kidding. I don't have one single note, not one. And I'm looking like up close in this little mirror, not one note. Like that powder, it looks so good. The foundation looks good. The bronzer, the blush, the eyes, even though they're super simple, the lip, like this is probably my favorite drugstore makeup look I've ever done. And I've done a few here on YouTube since I started, but this one, I gotta say, is my favorite. I have a very important task for you. My goal for my YouTube channel by the end of this year, so the end of 2022, I want to hit 10,000 subscribers, okay? We are not that far away. I feel like it could definitely happen, but I need you guys to help me. I need you to share my videos with whoever, anybody that you think might like them, your coworker, friend, whoever. It doesn't matter. Just please share my videos because I would really love to hit that milestone by the end of the year. I will list everything below. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and make sure to go follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you next time for another video. Remember, simply be you.